No choice. So M stands for the midpoint. You have that group. So for each group you have to calculate the midpoint. So M stands for midpoint for each group. This F, that F is always given to you in the table. F, that is the frequency of each group. How many people belong to that group? Like in our example here, how many states belong to each group? That F will always be given to you. In any group data, remember these are the things you will always be given. Number one is the groups, the intervals, and number two is the F or frequency for each group. Those two things will be given. Only thing you have to calculate is the midpoint of each group. So frequency, which is the F, is given for each group. Then once you calculate this midpoint for each group and you have this F for each group, you multiply that midpoint by F. That's what is this part is all about. M multiplied by F. Then you have to add everything up. Once you are done with these, you add up everything, then you divide that by the total number. So let's look at this example here, which I have done in this handout, and that's the last table. We have rate of violent crime for 50 US states 1992. So what do we have? And always remember, we have to write all these things, these columns. When you are calculating these, you have to write these columns. So first column, you will have groups. Second column, you will have the midpoint. Third column, the frequency in each group. And fourth column, the midpoint multiplied by F, MF. You write those down. So first one, we have 49 through 199, that is given in our table. And we calculated that midpoint. So 49 plus 199 is what? 248. 248. So the midpoint 248 divided by 2, the midpoint is 124. This. And the frequency given to us in that table is 6. So we multiply that midpoint by the frequency, and we get 124 multiplied by 6, that's 744. The second group we have 200 to 350. So how do you calculate the midpoint? You add 200 and 350. Your total is 550. Divided it by 2, so you get 275. And your frequency given is 9, so 275 multiplied by 9 is 2475. So we do the same thing for all these groups, and again we have been given in this table that the total number of states is 50. So our total number of frequency is 50. And then once we are done with this whole thing, then we then we apply this formula. And do you guys know this sign, these 3 dots I used in this? What does it mean? Anybody? What those 3 dots mean?
It's kind of like as a result or therefore.
Same thing like that. You said? What is the second one you said?
Therefore,
Yes, you got it. So instead of writing that, you can just put 3 dots. So that stands for therefore. So that you have to write exactly the same way I wrote in this example. And then you can make a statement. So our statement from this group data will be the average rate of violence in all 50 states was 567.94. If you want, you can round it up to 568. So we will write the average rate of violent crime in all 50 states was 568 per, if you look at the table, it says per 100,000 population. So that's what you write. 568 per 100,000 population. So that's your